Today we are discussing gaming headphones, more specifically a gaming headset by Lucid Sound. Let's get into it. Welcome to Valhalla Gaming, ladies and gentlemen, and I am your host, Odinsbeard. And like many of you, I have at one point or another contemplated whether or not if it was okay to get a set of quote-unquote gaming headphones to have for my day-to-day gaming uses. Now, what is a gaming headset? Is it strictly branding? Does it have certain functions and features that make your gaming experience more enhanced? Or is it just something that they just slap the name in front of to sell just generic headphones? Now, I like to think it's okay to have more than one set of headphones for different purposes, like going onto a plane or going to the gym, whether you're gaming or specifically recording and mixing music. Sometimes these headphones actually do have an enhanced feature that make that purpose better, but also it helps keep the integrity of each independent headphone so you're not probably going through as many as often. Yeah, it may be more expensive initially, but you'll probably thank yourself in the long run if you actually have something that's more designated for certain hobbies and purposes. Now, I've actually been using gaming headphones for quite some time. All the way back during the Modern Warfare 2 and Halo 3 era, I used the Turtle Beach X31s, I believe they were called. They actually didn't have recharging batteries back then. They just had a slot for some AAA batteries, which I would go through monstrously. But it was great to have a set of headphones that gave me a little bit of an edge so I can hear footsteps or where the directions where the bullets were coming. So having gaming headphones for that particular use already was such a huge advantage. And pretty much from that point forward, it became pretty much a standard to have a gaming headset, especially if you like playing a lot of competitive multiplayer games. Now, in the whole space of gaming headsets, you have a lot of brands. You have, like I mentioned before, Turtle Beach, you have HyperX, SteelSeries is another big one, and then of course for me for a long time was Astro. I had the Astro A40s and then eventually moved on to the Astro A50s. Now, the Astro A50s are probably up until this point what I considered the godlike tier of gaming headphones. They were incredibly comfortable, they held a really good charge, they had 7.1 surround sound, and then the later model actually had a cool docking mechanism, so it made it easier for you to charge them after your uses. But for me, my A50s, during quarantine especially, got a lot of use and then eventually started to lose connectivity, the battery started to short out, and then after many years, 5 years actually, so after 5 years with the Astro A50s, I was in the market of a new headset. I love the Astro A50s so much that when they broke, I was thinking about replacing them with another set of A50s. The only problem was during quarantine last year, they became really hard to find. Not only were they hard to find, the ones that I could find were scalped way higher than their MSRP price. So to my dismay, I was on the market of not just looking for a set of headphones, but something that wasn't also going to break the bank. The only problem was that because the Astro A50 set such a high bar for me, it made it hard for me to consider any kind of other brand. So with a little digging and a little bit of research and a recommendation from a friend of mine, I stumbled on the company Lucid Sound. So even though I never heard of them, and typically when I stumble on things I've never heard of, I end up being kind of like, I don't know. But I looked them up and they actually had a lot of good high mark reviews. Now, like many other headset manufacturers out there, their headsets came in tiers. They had their entry-level wired one, they had their entry-level wireless one, and then the prices would go up based on the feature sets and the build quality. Now, because the Astro A50 set such a high bar with the features, I had to find something that was a little bit in the higher price bracket for Lucid Sound's headsets. And that's when I stumbled on the Lucid Sound 50X. Now, at first glance, this headset isn't going to necessarily wow you. It doesn't have anything off the bat that's going to really capture your attention until you start to look at it closer. Now, the first thing I really noticed about this headset was its dial system. Now, each side of the headphones has a set of dials. On the left-hand side, the dial controls the overall volume, and then the dial on the right side of the headphones controls the party, chat, and game mix. So you dial it forward away from your face, you're going to hear more of the party. Dial it backwards, you're going to hear more of the game. Also on the right hand side on the Lucid Sound logo, if you push inward, it'll activate your mute button, which will be indicated by a little red light right on the boom of your mic. If you also hold down the mute button for an extra few seconds is when you'll activate your mic monitoring. So this way you'll actually be able to hear exactly how loud you are during game chat. The headset also has a variety of EQ settings that you can actually adjust throughout the time you're using it. So you can do it to enhance your bass. If you like watching movies, there's a movie mode, there's a music mode. So if there's a variety of sounds that you like to shift through between your gaming session, it's there for you. There's also a 3.5 jack on the headset as well. So if you want to plug a cable from your headset to your controller to ensure a little stronger of a signal, then you can. But here's where it starts to get really interesting for the Lucid Sound 50X, and that it uses Bluetooth. For your console, it comes with a little USB dongle that just goes right into the port of your console, but it also connects Bluetooth through your phone, tablet, and PC. So if you want to be playing your game, but also maybe listen to music on your phone, or take phone calls, or if you want to be doing chat through OBS and other stuff in Discord on your PC, you can do that as well. Now, even though this feature is awesome, it can cause a little bit of a convoluted situation where, say, if you have your phone paired to your headset, you're not using it for some of its music purposes, and you're trying to use the dials, your headset may think that you're trying to change tracks when you're not. So sometimes you'll get little prompts from the little voice in the headset that's saying, switching track, when no, I just want to change the monitoring of the chat and game. Other than that, that's just a mild frustration to an overall great headset. Another awesome thing about these headphones is the build quality. When you hold these headphones, you know you're holding something that is worth your money, and they also have these cool memory foam ear cups, so I can actually wear these on my ears for an extended period of time that I wasn't able to on the Astros, which says a lot because the Astro A50s were probably the most comfortable headphones I had ever used. So Lucid Sound really stepping it up was a huge deal for me. Now, as a wireless headset, the question that comes to mind, rightfully so, is how's the battery life? On the box, it says up to 24 hours, and that's pretty on brand to what they're saying. I'll have 2 to 3 hour gaming sessions a few times a week with having no need to charge whatsoever, and I'll probably charge it maybe once every other couple weeks, so the battery life in this thing is pretty beastly. And finally, one of the best parts about the Lucid Sound 50X is that, well, because they're not as big of a brand as, say, SteelSeries or Astro, is that their price is a lot more competitive than those guys. Now, for comparison, the Astro A50s are $300, by no means a cheap headset. And at the time when I bought these headphones, the Lucid Sounds, they retail for $249.99. However, you can find them at a pretty discounted rate on Amazon. I've seen them up to $180, which is honestly a great deal for a pair of Bluetooth wireless headsets that actually work on your PC, your Xbox Ones, your Xbox Series X's, so the multitude of variety you get out of it is pretty awesome. At the end of the day, even at a discounted rate of up to $200 may be pretty steep for a lot of people, so what I'll say is Lucid Sound has a variety of headphones, and because they're not necessarily a household name just yet, you may still be able to take advantage of buying their headphones at a range from $60 to $150 if you're looking to still getting with the dial design and their other features that they have at a low entry cost. Gaming headsets are one of those things you don't necessarily need, but if you do invest a lot of your time playing games, and hell, if you're even someone who likes to play competitively, having a good set of headphones that are going to last you at least 3 to 5 years is something that's a big deal. And these headphones, I've had them for about a year, and they have no signs of slowing up. But this is just me. I've been smitten. I have found a new set of headphones that I could be really happy and excited about. I still forever will always love Astro, and if they make something new in the future that's going to go beyond even the Astro A50s, they will definitely have my attention. But for the time being, I'm going to be a Lucid Sound guy. And just as a heads up, in no way, shape, or form is this video a sponsored video or endorsed. This is a product I bought completely on my own. Hell, if you look at the numbers of my channel, I'm still a baby channel, so there's no way I would be endorsed by a company like this anyway. I'm just a guy who likes to talk about a product that he likes to use. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. If you are enjoying my content, please share, like, subscribe. It helps push the videos through YouTube's algorithm a little bit so my little channel can get a little more eyes on it. Other than that, have a good one. Skull.